The Potensic Atom is $100 less than the DJI equivalent. You get more features, you get a three-way charging hub instead of only two, and you can record in a higher resolution. To me, it was a no-brainer which drone I was going to choose. What's going on, guys? In this video, I wanted to share my thoughts and reasoning behind why I decided to buy the Potensic Atom drone instead of the DJI Mini 2 SE, which is its main competitor. Now, this video I'm making, I wish someone had made this video for me when I was trying to decide which drone to buy, so I hope that you find this helpful. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is overall value and bang for your buck between these two drones. So the main reason I bought the Potensic Atom over the DJI is because your money goes a lot further. Like I said in the beginning of the video, you get 3 batteries, which each have a total flight time of 30 minutes. So you get an hour and a half of flight time. On top of that, the Potensic Atom can record in 4K, and you have a few other extra features that the DJI doesn't have, such as a follow mode. Now, while we're on the topic of the follow mode, I wanted to show you guys some clips of the follow mode in action because it does work extremely well. As you can see right here, I'm running circles around my wife, and it's not getting her confused with me. And again, I got another clip showing the drone following me up the street, and I even walk under it to see if it would lose me, and it doesn't, which is extremely impressive. So if we look at the pricing of these two drones on Amazon, the Potensic Atom is currently selling for $400. Once you add in tax, you're probably looking at like $410, $420. And the DJI Mini 2 SE is selling for $489. Once you add in tax, you're looking at a little over $500. So give or take, the Potensic Atom is $100 cheaper than the Mini 2 SE. You get 3 batteries with a 3-way charging hub. You can record in 4K versus only 2K. And you also get a follow mode and a few other small features that the DJI doesn't have. So to me personally, I'm the kind of person that I like to spend my money where it goes the furthest and gives me better value. Now, something else that was a strong consideration when deciding between these two drones for me was video and image quality. There's a crap ton of videos, well, not a crap ton. There's a handful of videos showing side-by-side image comparisons between the Mini 2 SE and the Potensic Atom. And in a majority of those videos, the image quality looks almost identical. Now, it is worth mentioning that the Mini 2 SE does have a little bit larger light sensor. I believe it's like a quarter of an inch. So based on certain light conditions, that will give the Mini 2 SE the edge when flying in low light conditions, especially if you want to fly this drone at night. You can do a quick YouTube search and look up Mini 2 SE night flights, and the images look super clear and super crisp. Whereas if you compare it to night flights with the Atom, because it does have that smaller sensor, the images aren't that great. But for daytime flying, as you can see right here, the videos that you're watching yourself, I think it's pretty clear and pretty obvious that it is very acceptable, very good, very high quality footage. Now, it's also worth mentioning that there are manual camera adjustments for this. So if you're filming like during sunset, such as this video right here, you can go in and you can manually adjust how much exposure and aperture and all that there is. And since we're on the topic of talking about image and video quality, I did want to show you guys some pictures I took with this drone. These are very good, very acceptable pictures. I would be very happy using these if I opened up like a drone photography business. So no complaints here. All right, so another thing I want to show you guys is the sport mode on this drone. This thing can fly so freaking fast. And on top of that, this drone is super crazy loud. Just listen to these following sound clips playing over the video. Flying this thing in sport mode is so much fun. I think it goes to like 30 miles an hour or something. It's honestly super fast. And yeah. Another thing I want to mention to you guys is the landing on this drone has not been very accurate, at least for me personally. I even recalibrated it several times, reset the home point. For some reason right here, as you can see, it was like a good 5-10 feet off from the helipad. Now, this doesn't really worry me or concern me too much because as long as when I hit the return button, the drone comes back to me and is within that 5 to 10 foot radius, I'm not really concerned because I can just move the drone back to the helipad and land it myself. Now, I did want to add that I have done the return home and land feature, and it has landed exactly on the helipad. But sometimes it's a hit or miss. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Again, for me, not a huge issue as long as it's returning within a 5 to 10 foot radius. Now, another cool thing to mention to you guys is that this drone does have what's called Quickshots. And now this is not specific to the Atom. The DJI has these features as well. But essentially you lock onto your target, my car here for instance, and it does this really cool, zoom feature or whatever else type of like movement you tell it to do. Like this one right here is a zoom out feature. I believe there's 4 or 5 quick shot options to choose from, and they're pretty neat. So another cool thing to show you guys. Now, another thing I wanted to mention to you guys because it's important is how good the customer service and support is from Potensic if you happen to have an issue with your drone. Now, I've emailed them multiple times just for random questions or assistance here and there because I had a few glitches when I got my drone, and they were super helpful and able to assist me. And additionally, they added a feature to this drone because I requested it. So I emailed them one day and I was like, hey, I think it'd be really cool if you could add a countdown timer feature for the camera so that I can, set the timer for 10 seconds and I can put the controller down and I don't have to be holding the controller when I take a picture with like, my loved ones, family, girlfriend, whatever. So they emailed me back a few days later and they were like, that's a really good suggestion and be on the lookout for it in the next update. And that was back in like December, November. So they have since added that feature and it's currently live on this drone. So if you see that countdown timer feature, you can thank me. I don't know if anyone else ever emailed them about it, but it seemed way too coincidental. And they seemed way too excited to like let me know that they were adding that feature just because I asked about it. So I think that's like super awesome that the company is really open to suggestions from their customers and really willing to help and support them. Now, I'm not saying by any means go and spam them with emails saying, "Hey, add all these features to your drone." This one guy said that that you did it just because he suggested it. I'm not saying do that. Don't go and harass the company and say add features. You did it for this one guy. You should do it for everybody. That's not how this works. All right, guys, I got one last interesting topic of discussion regarding drones before you click away, and that's going to be going over all the recent bans on Chinese drones from the United States federal government. So, this does not affect consumer drones by any means. There is the potential it could. I don't really see it going that way. But if you're someone who's worried about like national security risks or if you're someone who's more concerned about personal security because you don't trust the apps with these companies, what I'm going to recommend to you is either one, just don't buy a drone, I guess, because there's really no good American made drone out there on the market. Skydio used to make drones, but they don't make consumer drones anymore, unfortunately. So really, the market is mainly Chinese drones, DJI, Potensic Atom, and several others out there. So if you're worried about that stuff, I guess you're just out of luck. If you don't really care about that, but you are concerned about like privacy issues on your phone via downloading their apps, what I personally did was I went and bought a smartphone from Best Buy for $30. They have burner smartphones. Yeah. Uh, News to me as well, but it can fly the Potensic app. I don't know about DJI, but and the screen, it's like 720p resolution. So it's plenty fine resolution to be able to see and take videos and even adjust the like exposure and aperture on the videos. So that's my little 2 cents there about the whole like ban on Chinese drones. Either one, if you're worried about it, just don't buy the drone. Or two, if you're worried about the privacy and stuff, by downloading the apps on your cell phone, just go buy a smartphone from Best Buy so that they don't have access to your main phone. So me personally, I'm the kind of person that I am weary and cautious about national security concerns and like Chinese stuff that what have you. But I'm not really too concerned about whether or not they can see the footage and what I'm recording and where I'm flying because I'm not flying anywhere near like sensitive government, federal, or like military installations. Typically I'm like flying in some like nature place or I'm like recording my car for like a car video. So I don't really care if they see that, and I don't really see that type of footage being harmful in any way. So that's, but I was a little concerned about the app, which is why I bought the burner smartphone from Best Buy. So I know I wanted to mention this specifically because there's a lot of Reddit threads and stuff out there about people being concerned about the apps for these drones. So I just wanted to share my 2 cents and kind of how I went about addressing that issue myself just to kind of help you give you guys an idea. All right, guys, with that, we're going to conclude this video. If you enjoyed it and found it helpful, please be sure to like, comment, and most importantly, smash that subscribe button. If you've got any questions or comments, I'm more than happy to try and address them down in the comments below. But with that, we're going to end the video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye now.